We are so very excited to welcome back one of the biggest names in health and wellness, Shetty. He's a former monk turned best-selling writer and entrepreneur. His award-winning podcast, On Purpose, is marking more than 6 years of bringing inspiration and comfort to countless people.
And on a personal note, I think you can tell already that I certainly don't plan to talk about my experience every day, but when I was really fighting to keep my head above water during my husband's cancer battle, I promised myself that if I ever had the opportunity to thank anyone who helped me during my darkest days, I would. There were podcasts and authors and musicians that lifted my spirits and really helped me cope. And today happens to be one of those days. I would listen to Jay and his podcasts and meditations a lot. So when I found out he was coming, I was like, oh, please, ask the producers. I'm like, can I just say thank you?
Wow. I feel so grateful to hear that, and I'm so thankful that anything I said could be useful. And Sheinelle, I want you to know I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Please call me if I can help you in any way. I'm here for you.
Well, what I realized, there were days where I would be in the hospital or trekking to hospice, and I found myself, I just wanted somebody to talk to me about grief and what I was supposed to do with it. You had this conversation about grief with former President Joe Biden. You know, he lost his first wife and daughter. You just did a recent conversation about grief. So because I know there are so many people now who are holding it, is there anything that you've learned that you can share with us that is helpful?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. I can't imagine how much courage that requires. And I know that's helping so many people right now. I think one of my favorite things I've learned is actually from a poet and a writer named Jessica Watson.
Okay.
And she shared this beautiful story that how grief is like holding a stone in your pocket. And it feels like it's always there. It's rubbing against things. You feel it when you put your hand in your pocket. And over time, we're told that that goes away, but it doesn't. It actually always stays there. But she says as we get stronger, that stone gets lighter. And that's what we're looking for, is that resilience grows. I mean, Joe Biden, you mentioned there, he talked about how family showed up for him when he needed it most. He said he had an overwhelming advantage because his family stood by his side. And so for those who are in your life and in the lives of others who've lost someone, show up. You don't have to have the right things to say. You don't have to know how to do the right thing. Just show up and be present.
Good.
Yeah, Jay, you've been coming on the show for years now, and you've always exuded this pretty remarkable spirit, a testament to what Sheinelle just said there. I do wonder, though, people come to you when they're low, when they feel lost, when they're grieving. Who do you turn to? What do you turn to? What fills Jay Shetty's cup?
There's two things. The first is I turn to my monk teachers. I go back to India every year to spend time with them, to reground and reroot. I feel being with them is one of the most inspirational things for me. And the second is meeting people. When I was on tour across North America and Canada earlier this year, I met so many amazing people. I met young people, I met older people, I met Navy SEALs, I met this wonderful lady named Michaela Noble, who was a world champion cheerleader at 16, had a freak accident, was paralyzed, and is now in a wheelchair, but she was vibrant, she was joyful, she was beaming at life, and I'm inspired by her story. And so I'm inspired by my teachers who gave me so much, and I'm inspired by the people I get to share. I'm inspired by you, Sheinelle, for sharing your story. I think we're all inspired by real humanity. We need it.
That's good. You know, after I did that interview and I told you, I was blown away by the number of people who are just carrying things, right? Whether it's grief, whether it's trauma. I've had so many people who have said, you know what, it's just so dark. And people don't know the next right move, if you will. Today's 9/11. There are people who are still carrying that. How do you, if you feel like if somebody's watching this morning and they just feel low, what's the way to start to see the light again? Is there a move, something?
I think the number one thing I'd say to people is truly talk to a friend. Reach out to someone. It's connection that brings us back to life. It's connecting with a loved one that gives us energy in the hardest of times. And hearing from someone, check in on someone that you haven't checked in for months, maybe even years, and send them a little text message just to start that conversation. You won't imagine how much it makes a difference in that person's life.
So good, Jay. Thank you.
Always so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And by the way, again, the podcast is On Purpose, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.